This is the department versus Randy Orso and Ishmael Avia. We are here on a compliance hearing in a court-ordered service case. And we are conducting this through Zoom. We are also live streaming right now. And Ms. Galvan's making our record for us. Okay, then we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Jared Miller, along with Erica Smith, on behalf of the department, present and ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the girls.
All right, then. We'll go ahead and get an update from Ms. Smith, and then we'll see who's got questions. Ms. Smith, if you will, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll let you just tell us kind of an update on parents and on the kiddos.
Okay. So everything with the family is going really well. All the services are started and progressing. Randy is in individual counseling. They have done their paperwork to start parenting classes. Unfortunately, those classes aren't supposed to start until April 18th. So she was proactive in finding another class with Joseph's project, and she can start those on Friday. She has done her assessment with Texas Panhandle Centers for her mental health, and she's got those going. And she's also done an assessment with Senacor, and she is just waiting on a call back from them. With Ishmael, he has private insurance, so he's going through his insurance for his mental health, and he's done an appointment with through his insurance, and he's gotten on medication, and he started that last week, and he said that he's feeling much better on those. He is also has a medical appointment to get a checkup on some medical issues going on. He's going to get set up with an individual counselor, as well as get his waiting for his return call for Senacor as well. The girls are doing fantastic. Their medical is with Dr. Anderson. Dr. Anderson said that they are doing fantastic. They're growing and developing wonderful, considering that they were born at 24 weeks. She's very, very happy with their growth and the size that they are right now. They are seeing a neurologist as well, and they got good reports from their last neurology appointment also. Susan she's in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and for one of her legs is weaker than the other. So she's in occupational therapy to work on that, and she's doing well with that as well. They're very happy little girls.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So just kind of we keep working through services and all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any concerns, ongoing concerns about condition of the home?
No.
Okay, so we've got that taken care of.
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, let me just find out. Ms. Orso, I still haven't seen Ms. Grant. Do you have any questions today or anything you want to talk about?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You feel like you got a handle on everything you need to complete and things are going well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Well, just send encouragement your way. You're doing well, and I'm glad that the girls are so healthy and thriving, and that's great. Okay, Ms. Zavala, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor. Just a report. I got to meet with the girls in the home. Miss Orso was very good at explaining their medical needs in layman's terms and how things are going. They looked great. So I'm real excited for how they're doing.
Okay, super. All right then, so we probably just want to set a compliance hearing and just keep working until we get everything done. So, Ms. Orso, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna continue, having you work the services. And we will get back together on June 2nd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Now, having said that, if you're done with everything and things are going well, they will probably present me with a dismissal order before that, okay? And I think there's a good likelihood that that will probably happen in your case, because you've really, you've gotten right with it and, you're making things happen. So, I know that sounds like a ways off, but, that gives plenty of time to get everything done and, but we may not even need that hearing. So, I hope that you'll be done with us and everything will be back to normal by that date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if not, I'll see everybody on June 2nd. So, I appreciate it and you're free to go. If Ms. Grant gets logged in, we'll tell her we've wrapped everything up, but that you didn't have any questions, but I will ask her to try to get in touch with you too.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. This is the department versus Brianna Monday and Anthony Dilworth. We're here for a compliance hearing on a court-ordered service case. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan's making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Morning, Your Honor, Counsel Gene Graff and Katrina Sledge on behalf of the department, present and ready to proceed.
Natalie Archer for the mother, Brianna Monday.
Vince Nowak for Anthony Dilworth. We're both here and ready, Judge.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, Ms. Sledge, are you going to give us the update?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. You can go ahead and update us and we'll see who's got questions.
All right. So everybody is doing great for the most part. Since our last hearing, Brianna and Anthony have decided to separate. Brianna is in Claude with her support of her family, her brother. Anthony has moved to Hudson Oak, Weatherford, Texas, down there in that area. This happened back in January. At our last hearing, they have completed everything except for substance education and then the random drug testing, alcohol testing, as well as Brianna to continue to engage in the WAVE program. As far as Anthony, he has completed his substance education and parenting, did really well through that. However, he has not completed drug testing for us. I did get a courtesy worker out there who did the education with him, and he did a great job through it. But he did admit recently, the last update in February, to ongoing alcohol and marijuana usage. But again, we don't have any tests for him. Brianna has completed her substance abuse and education as well as some parenting. As far as the WAVE, she doesn't have transportation. She's residing in Claude. She doesn't have anything consistent. And with WAVE, she has to be there every Tuesday from 12 to 2 on time every week, or she would get kicked out. So they also sent me some resources for virtual WAVE for her through Family Support Services, but none of those were contracted with us because they don't have a physical office. So what we did was do some relationship education in home, and she has completed that as well. Brianna has also completed drug testing for me as requested, and she has been negative for any marijuana since April of last year, and she has been negative for any alcohol since the end of January. She's thriving and doing well. She has a job. She's fixing to start a job. She did have some struggles getting a job because of that charge and Claude being so small, but she's finally got a job, she reported, and she's doing great. Anthony also, from my understanding, has a job that he's working as well. The kids are doing great. So that's parents on the update on the parents. Kids are doing amazing, thriving. They're up to date on well child checks. They're both just developmental wise doing great. Noah's receiving some services through Green Apple Therapy, speech and occupational physical, and he has made tremendous progress there. Waylon is crawling, and they're just doing great. Kids are doing great. Grandparents have been amazing with the kids, making sure they're up to date on well child checks and immunizations. They have had a lot of medical stuff here lately, the kids have, but those grandparents have been amazing to assure that those are, being taken care of and addressed, and communicating with the parents. One of the issues we had last time was a visitation. That was a big thing that we talked about because the parents weren't having visits. Since then, Anthony, because of the move, he hasn't had any contact with the kids, but Brianna, her relationship with the grandparents since that split has improved tremendously. She's there at least once or twice a week. Anytime they need something, of course, she is making sure they have it. And we just recently updated the safety plan to allow her to have the kids on the weekend. She was being supervised, but me and my supervisor did talk yesterday, and we were going to start lifting that safety plan for her because she has been negative and she's doing well. I know she has talked with the grandparents. That's something her and the grandparents have talked about. And because they're doing so good, and that's where stability is for them, and she doesn't have a vehicle, she doesn't want to necessarily just pull them from the grandparents or anything like that, because that is where stability's at. And she knows she doesn't have the transportation to get them back and forth here, Amarillo, medical appointments and stuff like that. So I think since the split, she's thinking more level mind, more mature, focusing on self. And Anthony's doing the same. He just hasn't had any contact because he's not here. So
Have we attempted to do any kind of virtual just so he can see the kids?
I have not. I think there's still some issues with, and I don't think it's the grandparents. I'm not too sure, Judge. Honestly, I know there's still that hostility with him and the grandparents. And I don't know, I don't necessarily think it's on the grandparents' part. I know he still has some struggles there. So I don't know.
Is there anybody else that could just be there, for a short, they're so young.
Yeah.
We're talking about something that's going to take 10, 15 minutes,
Mhm.
once or twice a week because, they're just so little that they're
Yeah.
not going to interact much, but it's just an opportunity for Mr. Dilworth to get to see the kids, see that they're doing well.
Yeah.
He can see how, Waylon is progressing with crawling and, that kind of,
Yes.
so it's not like there's even going to be like a ton of dialogue probably between them, but can we
Yeah.
figure out
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
someone to
ma'am.
maybe handle that where there's not the friction?
Yes, ma'am. I think a lot of it's he doesn't have the problems. The relationship is more altered and tainted between his grandfather and him, not his grandmother. So she's pretty big. The grandmother's been the more communicatable one with Anthony. So I think she would be able to do that to get those visits in. I do believe he does call because he lives with his mom. So that's grandma's daughter. So she is communicating with them. Some.
So Mr. Dilworth, is that something you're interested in doing, is just getting to be able to see him on FaceTime or some kind of virtual format? And you'll have to unmute, sir. I don't know, his video went off, and let's make sure we've still got Okay, Mr. Dilworth, can you hear me?
Judge, in talking to Anthony, I do believe that's something he would look forward to.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he went dark, and there he is. There he is.
Yeah, we're having a little, and I don't know if, Mr. Dilworth, can you unmute? I'm sending you a prompt. Okay, we can't hear you. So I don't know what's going on with your audio, but
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
oh, now I can. Yeah. Okay. So is this something that you would want to do?
I was just gonna say that it was lagging out for
Okay, you're breaking up. Let's try this, Mr. Dilworth.
I was gonna
Try turning your
see if
video off.
there was any way that you could possibly repeat that.
Okay, so are you interested in having, you can leave your
Okay.
video off. That might help this breaking up thing we're having. Are you interested in having some kind of, virtual visitation with the kids where you can see them and see what they're doing and that kind of thing?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay. So Miss Sledge will go to work on seeing what we can do. Now, whoever is gonna be the adult running that operation, meaning who's gonna make the phone call and operate the phone and, all that, you're not gonna have a problem with them, are you?
No, ma'am. I personally don't hold any grudges towards anybody at this moment in time.
Okay, are you gonna hold the grudge next week?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
okay.
Okay, just, the time is for you to spend seeing your kiddos. You can try to talk with them, but they're so little, it's hard. So,
Yes, ma'am.
especially with Waylon, but at least it'd give you a chance to get to see him and everything. So, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And it gives them the opportunity to hear that dad is calling to check in on them. So,
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
regardless of their age, that's important. Okay, then, Miss Sledge, anything else with respect to the kiddos?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Nowak, you got any questions?
Well, Judge, you took my thunder on the visitation. Thank you for that.
So sorry.
And Katrina, it's always great to see your smiling face, and thanks as always for taking my phone calls. And it sounds like Anthony is in compliance with everything except we need a clean screen, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, you and I are going to work with young Anthony on that.
Yeah.
Judge, that's all I have. Katrina, thank you so much. I'll pass the witness.
Do we have a lab down there contracted that we can get him to?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. We did, when the worker went out, the courtesy worker went out, she did ask him to go. He just didn't go. So, I don't know if it was work, I don't know, but he just hasn't gone yet. But she has sent that twice and he just hasn't gone yet. So,
Okay. So, Mr. Dilworth, I'm just going to tell you straight up, we got to make that happen or we just can't move forward with your case, with you. So we're going to try to get it set up and you need to go, you need to do it. Even if it's going to be positive, do it for us so we can then monitor to see if, levels are going down. It's just, I'll let your lawyer explain it to you, but we can't move forward with you until we get that done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right then, Ms. Archer, questions? Wait, did we lose her? Nope, she's there. Can't hear you though. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Okay, shows you're connected to audio now.
Okay. Is that better?
Gotcha.
Okay. I don't know why mine sounds static.
All right, Natalie, you're breaking up real bad. Maybe try turning the video off. I don't know.
Is that better?
Yes, significantly.
Okay. Miss Sledge, I was just curious about Brianna having to test for alcohol.
Mhm.
I don't recall any incidents of her drinking around the kids. Why is she having to still do that?
So back in December, they had a incident. Her and Anthony had an incident that resulted in her arrest. That was the arrest for assault.
Right.
And when I talked to them, she indicated that alcohol played a factor in that. And so that's why we started alcohol testing. She did admit to me at that point that she had stopped using marijuana, but had kind of started picking up drinking alcohol, and alcohol was a factor in it for both of them. So that's why we added the alcohol test.
Okay. I was just curious. I don't think Brianna minds doing that. I was just wondering. Um, and you don't have any trouble getting hold of the parents, do you?
No, no. Brianna is very she has struggled with both of them finance wise and keeping the phone, but they find a way to get a hold of me, even if it's a text now number or whatever. They do real well with staying in contact with me.
And generally, you think things are moving in the right direction with Brianna?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Vaughn,
I have no questions, just a report if you're ready for that.
I'm ready.
Okay, I got to see the boys and grandparents home on Friday. I think that Brianna was on the way to come get them. The boys are doing really great. And grandparents were very complimentary of Brianna and how they're all working together as a team now. And it just seemed like a very good situation. And I was thrilled to hear that. Grandparents did seem to think that the case was closing today. I don't know if that's the situation. But the boys looked very good, and I'm glad to see Visitation with Mom back on track, and everything that I was hearing about that was very good.
Okay, I don't think we're quite there yet at the point of closing. I think we still got some things to do, obviously. So I would like to, give this another round and get back together June 2nd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Unless parents are done with everything and we don't have any concerns, and then the department is certainly free to dismiss, before that date. But I think we need a little more time to just make sure that we got parents pretty soundly on their feet, and that and I don't I since they have split, I'm gonna toss it out. I'm not trying to heap on, but do we need some co-parenting, with each of them?
I had thought about doing some co-parenting education for them, just because like Brandon, she's done with everything, but I also know that there's some we can provide that education for her and him. There's different websites from the attorney generals where setting up things if they can't communicate, that they have that app to communicate so that it's not a volatile situation anyway, whatever works for them. Of course, we want to set them up so that when we're not involved, they can still do this effectively without issue. So
Okay. I would really like to see that happen, just so that they're aware, people that haven't been through this may not be aware of some of these very sophisticated apps that are
Yeah.
out there for scheduling and putting in communications and all that. And they're very I think those have been very successful and they're a really good tool. So let's just try to, yeah, let's do a little education and make aware about what there is, and that might help them moving forward. So, because mom, dad, once we're out, then it's up to you guys to try to get along and communicate. And, you know, in a nutshell, if you guys don't communicate effectively, you know, when these kids are like, 16 and 13, well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a lot on your hands. So, children will manipulate. It's just the way it is. And if you guys aren't talking and you're not on the same page, then, they're going to just run right over you guys. And not because they're bad kids, just because they're kids. And that's what they will do. So better for you guys to learn how to just get along for the sake of the kids and, talk about things right now. And life will be so much easier for y'all.
Great.
Okay, then I'm going to continue our services. I'm going to find parents are in compliance with their family plans of service, but we do need Mr. Dilworth to drug screen for him. I'm going to order that, Miss Sledge, so we can get that set up. I don't know whether Mr. Dilworth that can be done today. I'll let Miss Sledge contact you and tell you where you need to go, and I'd certainly like to see that happen by noon tomorrow.
Yeah. Judge Anthony started a new job. I think he started it today, and he's using his lunch hour to be here right now. So, Anthony, can you get it done by noon tomorrow, maybe 4 tomorrow?
I can probably do around 4 o'clock. Yes.
By 4 tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
If that's okay with the judge, we'll see what happens, man.
I'm good with that. Since you just started a new job, I get it. I understand. I'm gonna dock it that you would be doing that by 4 p.m. tomorrow, unless you talk to Miss Sledge and arrange a different thing because of your work. Okay. But you don't have just forever and ever. Okay. I'd like to
Yes,
see it done in the next couple days, but certainly by the end of the week.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So just stay in contact with her. But okay, Miss Sledge, if you'll let him know the information about that, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, could I possibly get a breakout room with my client after the hearing?
Sure. You
Okay.
bet. We got lots to do today. We're gonna be right here. So okay. Okay, I'll sign the order when I get that, and I'll see y'all back June 2nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
you.
thank y'all
Thank you,
very
Your Honor.
much. In the interest of Oakley Miller. All right, we're here today on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan's making our record. All right, Council, we're going to go ahead and take announcements before we get started.
Yes, Your Honor. Todd Walker with the Department of Family and Protective Services, and our permanency specialist today is Sylvia Garcia.
Okay, I don't have Ms. Garcia logged in, so I guess Ms. Collins, can you cover or find her?
She actually is in the waiting. She's not in.
She's not in my waiting room.
I sent her the link I was just on.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Hold on 1 second.
All right, we'll finish announcements.
Meredith Graff appearing for Kaylee Fletcher, who is not here. She is recently employed and has an employee meeting this morning at 10 a.m. and was told that she could not miss that. So I'll make a report on everything else when we get to it. Thank you.
Okay, and that's never a problem for me if the client needs to be at work. Okay.
Vince Nowak on behalf of Jalen Miller. Despite my best efforts, I have not been able to get a hold of him, so I do not expect him to appear, but I understand he's working at Affiliated, and he's on the morning shift, and he needs to have that job to satisfy a requirement of probation. But I'm here and as ready as I can be, Judge. Thank you.
Judge, I just got it. Oh, Miss, I'm getting her in, if that's what we're talking about.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Oakley.
Okay. All right, we've got Ms. Garcia logged in now, so Ms. Garcia, if you'll raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, then I'm going to let her go ahead and give us an update, and then we'll see who's got questions.
Judge, would you like for me to go ahead and start?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So far, the only update that I have is for Miss Miller. I did speak to her through text message yesterday, and she stated that she is working at T-Mobile currently. She has not provided employment verification for that. She sent me a copy of her ID badge, but I told her that I needed to either have a check stub or something showing like a work schedule so that we could verify that, because what she provided, basically it was like she could change the picture or add a different picture on that verification. So I just told her we needed to have something that was more concrete as far as employment verification. And then I sent her twice in the month of February, gave her 2 different opportunities to drug screen, and she did not drug screen. And then for Jalen Miller, I have not had any contact with him in a couple of months. The last I heard from him was from Bianca Miller. She basically let me know that he had been hurt. He was living with a couple of roommates the last time I seen him, and I guess they got into a scuffle. I'm not sure about what the issue was or the reason that it happened, but basically he had to have surgery because his jaw was dislocated. So I have not seen him or heard from him, or has he drug screened for me.
Okay. So if Ms. Groff can get Ms. Fletcher to get you a copy of a paycheck or a paycheck stub, that certainly would provide you what you need, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Same, Mr. Nowak, if you're able to secure that or contact with him. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then, how's Oakley doing?
Oakley's doing very well in placement. She's like I think she's walking now. So she's taken a couple of steps. She's doing very well in placement. She's starting to speak. So she says hi, bye. She waves. She understands what no is. She's just such a great baby.
Let me back up real quick. Have you had any contact with Dad's probation officer?
I have not had contact with Dad's probation officer.
All right, can we make contact and see if he's drug testing for them?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Has he, I mean, we suspended his visits back in February of 2025 because of the drug tests. Has he ever asked to reinstate those or do anything about that?
No, I've told him that we need a negative drug screen from him so that we could get those visits going just how Kaylee's are going. And he's just said, well, whenever I get an opportunity, I will do that. Because before the incident happened of him getting, beat up, he actually was working at Affiliated, and he did provide me an ID verification of whenever he was working at Affiliated. From my understanding is that since that incident happened, he was not able to return to work, so they let him go because he was also a new hire. He was under the 90-day probation.
Well, probation could probably give you some very good information. Unless he's not in compliance with them and they're looking for him too. So, okay, all right, I'll let Ms. Groff, if you've got questions or anything, I'll let you go ahead and ask those, and then we'll talk about where I think we are in this case.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, is there any reason why you didn't get a hold of me in February when you said you referred Ms. Fletcher, not Ms. Miller, Ms. Fletcher, to drug screen so that I could help her get to the test center? Is there any reason?
Yes, I actually did reach out to you. I talked to you on the telephone and I let you know that if you could call Kaylee and let her know that she needed to drug screen for me because she had until the end of the month. Me and you did have that conversation.
But what I'm asking is, I guess I need a little bit more information than that from you. I need you to just send me the referral, tell me when it needs to be done, and then I will go get her and take her. That's what I'm talking about. I will go get her and take her to the the Care Express or wherever, LabCorp, wherever she needs to go. I will do that. All you did is just let me know, kind of like as a report, this is what I want her to do and whatever, but you didn't indicate that there was a pressing date that when it needed to be completed, and reach out and ask for my help. And I'm happy to help. I'm absolutely, as you know, I went down to Lubbock to see her when she was at Grace Manor. So I would be happy to help her, but I need you to send me the referrals and let me know when she needs to be there so that I can coordinate that with you and make sure she goes. I know right now she doesn't have good transportation. So if you could do that going forward, I would really appreciate it, because I am willing to be part of the solution here to get those tests done.
Yes, I mean, I can definitely email you, but I mean, I didn't think that I needed to do more than just the phone call, because I did tell you that she had until the end of the month. And technically, once we send for
Ms.
the
Garcia, you're
initial
breaking
drug
up.
screen and she does not go, that's a presumed
Ms. Garcia?
positive.
Ms. Garcia, wait. You're breaking up so badly, we can't understand you at all. So if you'll try turning your video off.
Giving you
Okay, Ms. Garcia, we can't understand you at all.
a courtesy call.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to remove her.
Trying to get your client.
I'm going to remove her so she can log back in. Let's see if that takes care of it.
Lots of gremlins this morning.
All right, Ms. Garcia, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge, I can hear you.
Okay, just leave your video off and let's see if that helps.
Okay.
I don't know. You were breaking up
So,
terribly. Hold on. Okay. Marvell, can you just call her and get her on the phone?
Yes, I'm going to move to another room real fast right down here.
And I don't know, just a suggestion. What can we do about the department getting some decent Wi-Fi?
We struggle with it all the time.
I know. Who do I need to talk to about that?
Hold on a minute. I got you on speakerphone. Just a second. You're just going to do it from my phone, I think.
I just want her on speakerphone.
Can you guys hear her? Sylvia, say something. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. All right. So, Ms. Garcia, you're going to have to back way up to answer the question. And honestly, we're running behind now, so I'm going to cut it short. So Ms. Groff is asking, in the future, when you ask a client to go drug screen, that you also copy her and let her know that that request has been made, So she needs to assist in transportation or whatever, she can do that. I'm gonna make this real simple this go around, because I'm gonna order Ms. Fletcher and Mr. Miller to drug screen, hair and UA by 4 p.m. tomorrow, March 11th of 2026. But moving forward, any request copy to Ms. Groff were concerning her client.
I can do that.
Okay. Okay, any other concerns about the parents?
At the moment, also Jalen's probation conditions were that he has to be away from Kaylee, that they're not supposed to have any contact. That's part of his probation. And at the moment, neither one of them is compliant. And I mean, he's the one who signed the probation agreement. So he's currently not being compliant with that order.
Have you seen him with mother?
I have not, but I did message her yesterday and I was like, hey, I know that Jalen is around you. So can you just have him contact me? I was like, because I have not heard from him. And she just said, I'll let him know whenever I see him.
Okay.
Your Honor, the problem is that she's residing with his mother and she's hoping to save her money so she can move out of there, because I think both his mother wants her to move out so she can move Jalen in, and my client wants to get out of there. But she didn't have any options when she got out of Grace Manor in Lubbock.
Okay. Well, you might just caution her again about any participation she has in that. And you have a phone number for his mother?
I don't, Your Honor. Yeah, okay.
Ms. Garcia, do you have a phone number for his mom?
Yes, and it's actually his stepmom.
Okay. Will you get that to Mr. Nowak?
Yes, I can.
All right. You got his email address?
Yes, I do.
All right. Yeah, if you'll send that to him, that might help him get in touch with him. And, Mr. Nowak, you can certainly remind him again about what happens when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, on no contact orders.
Once again, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask for Sylvia for any sort of contact information. And are they on the Grimes? Are they at the Grimes address? So it's not my turn to ask questions. I'm sorry, Judge.
It's okay. I'm going to come back to Ms. Groff, so it's okay.
I just want to know, Sylvia, if stepmom is on the Grimes address that I have in my notes.
No, she's actually at a different address, and I can also either send that to you in a text or email.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much, Judge. Out of turn, I pass the witness.
No problem. Okay, Ms. Groff, we'll come back to you. Any other questions?
I have no other questions for Ms. Garcia or Ms. Collins, but I did want to let the court know what services my client has done. So when you're ready to hear that, just let me know.
Fire away.
My client has completed her inpatient successfully. While she was there, she did parenting classes and anger management. She's done RBT. She's starting her DV support group on Thursday at 11:30. She is currently employed. She just started, so she doesn't have a wage stub yet, but as soon as she gets one, I'll get it to Ms. Garcia. She does have plans to move out of Jalen Miller's mother's house. She can hardly wait. After she got out of inpatient, we went over to the clothes exchange and got her some clothes because Mr. Miller wouldn't let her have any of her things when she left their residence. And now I don't know what's happened to it because I don't know who's in that mobile home that they were living in when the case started. So she's moving right along, and I do believe that she is staying clean and sober. She sounds a lot different than when I first met her. She's just really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and so I will make sure that she gets to that drug screen by tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, yeah, super important. And you might tell her that that's going to show up as 2 presumed positives against her for not showing up in February. But
I do
critical.
understand.
It's critical, and because we're running out of time, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Okay, Mr. Nowak, anything else to report? Or
No,
question?
Judge. No.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, Oakley's doing really well in placement. My big concern is, mom's drug of choice was meth with these missed drug screens. And she's having in-person contact, with a 1-year-old. I would really like to see those drug screens. And if they're positive, I would like to see the in-person stop. I do understand and I appreciate the fact that Ms. Graff wants to transport her, but I think giving a whole lot of leeway in terms of advance notice for a urine test makes the urine test ineffective. Now, today we don't have that issue because both were ordered, but going forward, I don't think you can give and she has till the end of the month to test, because then that just makes the urine totally ineffective. But that is my biggest concern, is making sure that those tests are clean for the in-person visits with Oakley.
The court concurs. So drug tests need to be random. So that's why we set them up that way. So, okay. So as I said, I'm going to order them both to drug tests here in UA by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I am going to order the case to mediation no later than May 15th of 2026, because our dismissal date is June 5th of 2026. And our final hearing is scheduled for June 2nd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. The case has been extended. That's the drop dead date. So everybody's running out of time quickly. I will find that there is a continuing and ongoing danger to return the child home today. I'm going to find that mother is currently in compliance with her family plan of service, but that's going to change quickly if she doesn't go drug test by 4 o'clock tomorrow, because that's a huge underlying issue of why we're involved. If she is positive, those in-person visits will stop for the health and safety of the child. If she's positive for methamphetamine or fentanyl, those two are a problem with skin-to-skin contact. Okay. And I certainly hope she's not. So with Mr. Miller, I find he is not in compliance. Miss Katie put in the chat that Landon Lambert is up for mediation, so that's who we will be assigning to you all. So May 15th is the deadline on that. So I will see everybody back June 2nd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. And I hope that we continue to make forward progress. All right. Thank you all so much. Hope you all have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the interest of Jacob, Cole, and Chance Brown. All right, we were here today scheduled for our final. My understanding is that everyone has agreed to a monitored return, so we'll take up the specifics of that here in just a minute, but we'll go ahead and take our announcements.
Melinda Powell for the Department, the St. Francis Permanency Specialist today is Katie Smith, and we can go into the monitored return in the new dismissal date following announcements.
T.D. Hammonds for Mom, Misty Carter. We're ready, Judge. Brooks Barfield for Arthur Brown. I'm present and ready. He is not present that I see.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Ms. Smith's gonna give us a report, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, prior to that, as stated, we are requesting to enter into an official monitor return. Children were placed back in the home, I believe, this weekend. As such, St. Francis would like the opportunity to monitor. I did file the motion for monitor to return yesterday so that it would be in the file. If granted, that gives us a new dismissal date of September 4th of 2026 based upon the monitored return being ordered today.
December 24th?
September 4th,
Oh,
2026.
I was gonna say, okay. September
4th.
4.
I'm so
All right,
excited.
I'll go
I'm
get my
talking
hearing checked later. Okay.
I'm talking really fast, Judge.
All right. Okay, so the monitor return is to the mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, and my understanding is, Mr. Hammonds, that was your agreement as well?
Everything's lovely, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Barfield.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Zavala, you're good with that?
I am, and I'll be out to see the boys tonight. I know this is what they wanted, and I'm excited for them.
All right, well, that will be lovely too. All right, then, Ms. Smith, if you will, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then we'll go ahead and get an update from you while we're all together and then we'll wrap it up.
Yes, the boys were placed on March 9th officially, or March 8th officially on March 8th. We went out, I did go out to the home. They are very happy to be home with mom. Mom had all the needs of the children before placing. And we are working on getting Cole enrolled. He should be enrolled in school hopefully today. She did go yesterday to try to get him enrolled, and there was a little bit of paperwork issue. So mom's getting Cole enrolled into school, and we have appointments set up with doctors that are needed, and we're working on getting those set up. So, and the boys are very happy.
Okay. Sounds good. Mr. Hammonds, you got any questions?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Yes, I do. Doesn't have anything to do with the kids or mom or anything. Have you heard from Mr. Brown by any chance?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if you do, tell him he's got a lawyer.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I have no questions.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, do you have any further recommendation today?
I am very excited about this reunification. I didn't want to talk to the boys ahead of time because we all decided it was better for them not to have a long leeway before they knew they were moving and they actually moved. That would just be better for them, and I fully agree with that. So I'll be out to see them tonight, but I know in previous discussions this is what they wanted, and I'm excited about that for them. So.
Okay. Okay, so Ms. Carter, I'm gonna grant the order on the monitored return, and we're gonna set a new dismissal date of September 4th of 2026.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator of the children. And of course, our hope is to continue placement right where they are with you. Certainly I'm going to find that you are in compliance with your family plan of service. And that Mr. Brown is not.
I've told him about every court date, so he's well aware that there's been court dates.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to say to you what I say to a lot of my parents that we go into monitor return. I know you already know that they're going to be out very regularly, you know, checking on things weekly for a while. So I'm not going to repeat all that. The one thing I do want to say to you is if you find that your head is going underwater on anything, reach out to Miss Smith or to your lawyer and let them know you're struggling with something. Because, you know, a lot of times we can jump in and we can help and we can maintain the monitored return and keep the kids right where they are. But if you don't tell us that your head has gone underwater and you're struggling to breathe, there's not much we can do to help you. Okay?
Okay.
So no drowning, no, you know, just don't let it even get close to that. Okay? So
Okay.
this is the time more than any other time in this case that you need to stay in very close contact with your attorney and with Ms. Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I just can't stress that enough. There is no shame in asking for help. Don't think that asking for help is going to be used against you. It's not. You know, I never will penalize a parent for, you know, saying, we're kind of struggling here. I need some help or I need some suggestions. So,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. We want it to be successful. Definitely, definitely. Okay, then, I will see everybody back. Let's see, next hearing date would be July 7th of 2026. That'll be a 9 o'clock docket. So, again, Ms. Carter, they like to see, you know, 90 days for sure that things are going and rocking along well. I may or may not see you in July. They may decide everything's going well enough and that they're just going to dismiss out of the case. We don't necessarily need to do any further orders. Mr. Brown was already adjudicated. I don't know if we've got a prior order to go back to, but I assume we do since he was adjudicated. So, so that's an entire possibility. This may be the last time you and I see each other. And I really hope that it is, you know, not because I don't enjoy seeing you, just because I hope that that means you're done with us. Okay?
Me too.
I know. All right, then.
No offense, but
No, none taken, none taken. It's a good thing when I exit out of people's lives. All right, then, just to announce it, if we have to have some kind of final, we will do that on September 3rd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. So hopefully we won't need either one of those dates, but there they are. All right, then. I sure appreciate everybody. Good luck to you, Ms. Carter. And
thank you.
keep these folks on speed dial, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. We don't even have speed dial anymore. I'm showing my age when I say
I
that.
miss speed dial.
Nobody has speed dial.
No. Well, I think we probably do. We just don't know how to use it on our phones.
Well, it's speed dial is when I accidentally dial people.
Oh,
I know that goes by a different name.
I got you.
typically,
All right. We're on
but,
YouTube. I got
you
it.
know, it seems like when you hit one, man, that call connects faster than any other call.
Yeah, try doing that at 3 in the morning to one of your on FaceTime. I've done that before. Not good. Bye.
Yeah.
I'll see you. This afternoon.
All right. See y'all.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Judge Michelle Slagle will be the permanency specialist for the Martinez hearing.
Okay. All right. I'll get her in here just in about 10 seconds. Some of these parents are young enough, they probably don't even know what speed dial is. I gotta figure out a new phrase. I guess that would technically be keep them in your favorites.
Yes, I think that would be, that would,
But that's kind of contrary to probably how a lot of parents feel about their
yeah,
lawyers and
also,
their and the department in St. Francis, not just, I'm not pointing any fingers here, but
not necessarily favorites.
do they make a category for cell phones that says your unfavorites or something like that?
I'll check with my kids this afternoon and
Yeah.
see what we're supposed to be saying nowadays. And then they'll say, Mom, please don't ever say that. That's typically how that goes.
Yeah, I've given up on that long since. Keeping up with current slang, I'm way out of the game on that one.
I kind of like that, have an unfavorite section. I think that kind of makes sense. I mean, I could put a lot of numbers in there. Like the plumber and the electrician and people you don't like to call. Okay, and Ms. Galvan, probably Ms. Katie let you know, but the Ellery case that was on the docket was dismissed, so we're not doing it. Okay, then cause number 99656D in the interest of luxury Martinez. All right, we're here for a review hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming and then get Ms. Galvan's making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Okay, Todd Walker here for the department. Michelle Slagle will be our permanency specialist today.
Maureen was on behalf of the mother, Alyssa Martinez, Your Honor. I believe she had texted me and said she was in the waiting room. I don't know if she's still in.
I do not have her in my waiting room.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to reach out to her here in just a second, Ms. Lucero, and just
okay,
make sure we got the right link, or you can get her on speakerphone or whatever might be easiest.
Okay.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
All right. Let me. Okay, then, let's see, Ms. Slagle, if you'll unmute and raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes.
All right, then. Very good. All right, what I'm going to do is let you go ahead and give us an update. Tell us how things are going, and then we'll see if anybody's got questions for you.
Okay. Alyssa is in a sober living facility. I did talk to her case manager, and she did do detox for about 7 days, and then she went into an inpatient rehab. The program she's in is a year-long program, so they kind of do things a little different. What we would consider sober living isn't really sober living there. Their sober living is more as such as a rehab. She entered the inpatient rehab for about 10 days and then moved to the sober living facility. And so she's doing that. She's been drug screening. They drug screen 3 days a week. As of the 23rd of February, she was testing clean on all of her drug screens. She's doing therapy once a day. She's doing 2 group classes twice a day. She has to do like an AA or a 12-step program twice a week, and she is engaging in all of those. She can't start working or move up until she's been at the sober living for about 45 days. And then they'll reassess her at that time to see if she's able to move up a level to start working.
Okay, and while you were giving us a report, she's logged in, so she is with us now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, Ms. Slagle, you can go ahead and continue.
Okay. She's engaging in everything, her individual therapy, all of her classes that she's supposed to take daily. She's been engaging in all of her virtual visits with luxury. So as far as today goes, she's engaging in doing everything she's asked to do, and they said she's doing very well.
Okay, and then other than the, dealing with the obvious, most important issue, which she's doing right now. I know she had completed some counseling, but was recommended more, so she's getting that. She'd done parenting. Did we have any progress on her driver's license or anything before she went into this program?
No, ma'am, not that I'm aware of.
And as long as this program is, then I assume they will certainly work with her on a relapse prevention plan.
Yes, that is part of one of the classes that she does is a relapse prevention plan. At that 45 days, if she's able to go to work, she'll go into a IOP program to continue with her drug education and drug prevention.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Martinez, I'm glad you're doing this and I'm glad you're doing well. Critical that you stay with this, because in our case, we're running out of time. Our dismissal date is July 31st. We are scheduled for a hearing on May 26th. If everything's still going really well and you're doing really well, I'll push that final out closer to that July dismissal date, okay? All right. To give you as much time as I can give you, but I got to see that you're still making really good forward progress. So congratulations on what you've done so far. And I don't mean to be raining on your parade at all. I'm just making sure you understand what the reality is. Okay. All right, Ms. Lucero, any questions or anything to report today?
Really nothing else to report today. I just, and I can call Alyssa and have her testify, but she's been in great communication with me. She just wanted the court to know that there's a program there. She's not at that level yet, but as Ms. Ladle stated, that it's that next, level she could work, things like that. And then there's eventually there's a level there to where they have a living arrangement to where kind of like, I guess, Serenity has here in Plainview, where sometimes, they can have like an apartment and their child to live with them. And that's what she's hopeful for. She doesn't want to run out of time. And that's what she just wanted the court to know, that she's working, really hard trying to get there. So.
Okay.
Oh, and
Well,
as far as I'm sorry.
No, Ms. Martinez, I can't say enough about you're right where you need to be and in the kind of program you need to be in, because when you're starting, basically you're starting over when you're talking about housing, transportation, everything, job, you're starting from scratch. And there's no better help for you than one of these long-term programs that will assist you. They will assist you as long as you are working hard for yourself. Okay. And that's exactly what we want and where we want you to end up. By the time you're done, you're on your own 2 feet and you're ready to face the world. Okay. So, I really mean it. You're right where you need to be. So, just stick with it and you'll be eternally glad that you did. Any other questions then of the permanency specialist, Ms. Lucero?
No, nothing, Your Honor. She covered everything that I was hoping she'd cover. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Mr. Harris is not present with us. He was personally served in this case, but he's chosen, I guess, to not engage with us. I know that we still would like to have genetic testing, or did we get, hang on, I'm
I
looking.
believe there has been.
Yeah, I'm just looking back. I think we got it.
We did.
I think I've adjudicated him already. Yep, sure did. Okay, that's done. Okay, then, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, Luxury continues to do amazing at the placement she's been at for the last 14 months. I have the best collection of photographs of her doing all kinds of different activities. I get the best reports. She is just simply thriving there. I do recommend that placement continue.
All right. Excellent. Okay, anybody else have any further questions or anything they need to talk about?
Your Honor, Alyssa also just wanted the court to know that placement, does share a bunch of pictures. Sometimes I'm included in those emails, and so she does appreciate all the updates and the photos of Luxury in addition to her visits.
Where is she geographically? Where is she located?
She's in Bryan, Texas.
Bryan, okay. All right. And child is placed where?
No, I'm sorry. The child is placed in Bryan, Texas.
Child, okay. Where's mom?
I believe mom is in Houston. I believe around the Sugar Land area.
Okay, so not far.
I'm not for sure how that would look on the map, but I think it's about 3 hours-ish.
Oh, I don't think it's that far.
I'm looking it up, Your Honor.
I just drove through there not too long ago.
It's 97.7 miles approximately. With that being the case, Your Honor, so I don't think she's really, Alyssa's had any type of, in-person visits for quite a while. If once she gets to that point, maybe that levels up. If possibly, maybe she could start some type of in-person visits with Luxury.
Miss Lagle, I'd like to start looking at that. Can we try to, would we have the ability to transport the child to her where she would be supervised there?
I can absolutely look into that. I can look into the LPS worker in that area and see if they could help facilitate that. I do know we're down a driver or two in the Houston area right now, as far as for transportation goes. But we can absolutely start looking into that and see how we can make that happen.
Okay.
It take a little bit of maneuvering, but I'm sure we can get there.
All right. Yeah, let's see what we can figure out, please. And I would like to start that contact.
Okay. Yeah, we can absolutely look into that.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. bringing it to my attention. Okay, then, I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I will continue the child's current placement. So let's, try to start those in-person visits between Luxury and Mom. Realistically, Ms. Martinez, that's not probably going to be every week. You know, you might be able to do virtual, but I mean, if we could get the child to you, I mean, I'd love twice a month, Miss Slagle, because of her age, you know, but it's just getting it set up and getting it accomplished. So let's see if we can't get it done twice a month in person, and then, you know, we can still do virtual.
Thank you.
So if we can get the transport set up for twice a month, we'll do that. Understand that's, you know, contingent on you staying right where you're at. So, if you left that facility, you know, unless we know where you are and we have something else worked out or whatever, then those visits would stop. Okay. All right. Okay, at this time, I'm going to find that she is in compliance with her service plan. And Mr. Harris is not.
If I can add on Mr. Harris, he does have a courtesy worker that goes out and tries to contact him every month. He will answer sometimes and set up a visit, and then he won't answer the door or answer phone calls at that time. So he is aware and does have a courtesy worker.
Right, I had read that, Miss Slagle, thank you. All right, then I'll find a continuing danger to return the child home at this time, but Ms. Martinez is making progress, so that's good. Okay, then we are set for trial. In this case, like I said, May 26th, 9:00 docket. If Mom's still doing really good, we'll push that date closer to July. So I guess y'all stay in contact about how we're doing. I kind of, you know, I want to order you to mediation maybe at some point. We might need that, but it may be premature. So I'm going to hold off on that. And if we have to reset that May final for something in June, because we need to get you to mediation, we'll just do that at that time. But my hope is that it would be premature. So we want to see Mom continuing to make progress. All right, then. Thank you all so much, and continued good luck to you, Ms. Martinez. Hope you keep going well.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the interest of Isaiah Gonzalez, we are here today scheduled for our final in this case. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming. Ms. Galvan is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements, and then we'll hear Mr. Nowak's motion.
Morning, Your Honor, Counsel Gene Graff and Tucker Ivy present on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to proceed.
Vince Nowak on behalf of Anthony Otero Bunker. I am present, Judge. My client is not.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Isaiah.
Alexi with Casa.
All right, thank y'all. Okay, all right, Mr. Nowak, if you want to go ahead and tell me what you're asking today.
Thank you, Judge. I've been recently subbed in on this case. We had a mediation a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, Mr. Bunker did not appear at the mediation. I was able to contact him for the first time yesterday. He has the link to this hearing. But he hadn't taken my calls this morning for whatever reason. I'm asking the court to continue this case, continue the final trial. I believe the dismissal date is July 1st of 26. A couple months would give me time to more adequately prepare for trial and actually meet my client in person, Judge. I would respectfully ask that this final that's set for today be turned into a review hearing and that the final be reset. That's all I have, Judge. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mr. Groff, what's the department opposed to that, or?
Well, I certainly sympathize with Mr. Nowak's position. We have discussed the case since he came on board for Mr. Eldridge. I can let the court know that Mr. Ivy reached out to me this morning and indicated he had contact with the father yesterday. The expectation was that he would be here today. We'll defer to the court. Obviously, we believe that we're seeking termination and believe Isaiah will benefit from early permanency. I see Tucker raised your hand. Mr. Ivy.
Yeah, sorry. I just got a bunch of texts from him asking for the link for the hearing.
From the father?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm watching the waiting room, so we'll see.
Hey, Tucker, is the email address you have Otero Bunker Anthony 9 at?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And he'll be getting it for a third time since Tucker has sent it, Judge. Thank you, Tucker.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Novak, I'm assuming even if he shows up, you're still want to assert a motion for continuance because you've just come on the case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And obviously, it's not for delay only, but so that justice may be done.
I understand you've only had the one contact with him.
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right. And Ms. Zavala, you want to weigh in on your position?
Your Honor, I do completely understand the position that Mr. Nowak's in. If the court chooses to give him more time at this point, I would ask that it be a number of weeks, not a number of months. At this point, we haven't seen any progress at all. And I do believe it's in Isaiah's best interest to have permanency.
All right. Okay, so let's just start here. I'm sympathetic to Mr. Nowak's situation, and we do want to be sure that Mr. Otero Bunker has adequate and competent representation. So I'm going to give a little more time in this, but I'm going to ask Ms. Katie to look at reset dates that are, well, our dismissal date is June 1st, but I would very much like to get it reset, in April, mid to late April. So let's see if we can't find a time slot to do that.
And if I may, just to clarify, it is June 1 and not July 1?
I showed the dismissal date of June 1, 2026.
Okay.
That's what I have. If anybody's got something different than that, let me know, but that's what I've showed all the way through the case.
That's what
I
I
look at, and Judge, I'm just looking at the final report to the court. It shows the dismissal date for this suit is June, but then after that it says 7/01/2026.
Okay.
The temporary order, I believe, had the June date. That may have been a Scrivener's error in the court report.
Well, we took TMC May 27th of 2025. So I don't think that it would be July. I think if we went back and started computing times and everything at that point, I think we would land on June 1st.
And Judge, I looked at the last permanency order and the dismissal date is June 1st of 2026.
That's what I've been announcing through the entire pendency of the cases.
Thank you for clearing that up. And it looks like April 23rd is
Yeah,
when we're
so
gonna.
she has put in April 23rd on a 9 o'clock docket.
I'm due to participate and present a training in Lubbock that day. The
Okay.
21st would work for me, but on the 22nd and 23rd I'm doing one. I take that back. The one in the 23rd is in Amarillo. One and 22nd is in Lubbock.
Question on the 23rd, will that be an all-day thing for you, Mr. Groff, or?
Yes, ma'am. We're doing 2 sessions on reasonable efforts in both Lubbock and Amarillo.
Okay, I think I saw an email about that.
We could also do work. Judge Baker's going to be out for a conference the first part of that week. So we could also do April 16th on the 9 o'clock docket if everyone's available then.
I can do the 16th.
I have company coming in from out of town, and I plan on being in the mountains on that day, if that's okay.
Okay, we keep looking.
You know what? The 16th works for me. 16th works for me. I'm not leaving till the 17th. 16th works just fine for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that'll be just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Positive?
I'm absolutely, yeah. I'll be leaving on a Friday, which I think is the 17th. Yeah. 16th is gonna be just fine for me.
Going once?
We're good.
Okay, then we'll do it the 16th. Rachel, did you say 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
At 9 o'clock, Judge.
Okay, let me look at that day. Got mostly after finals. It'd be better if we could knock those out first in the morning. And it looks to me like what do we usually like? About 15 minutes for each of those?
Yes. If they go.
And if Ms. Zavala has success, we might. So it's one of those things. Let's just say it'll be on the 9 o'clock docket, but if everybody will just try to keep your morning pretty open, because as we get closer to that docket day, we may be saying, hey, we can start at 10 instead of at 11. So that would be very helpful. If you're going to have witnesses, I'd say go ahead and subpoena them for 9 o'clock. Because
at this point, the 3 witnesses I have today are my witnesses. Unless something changes, are all of y'all available that morning? Great. Thank you.
Okay. I think yeah, I mean, we'll try to start as close to 9 as we can. And but if we do have any of these reviews, it'll be easier to get those out of the way. So
I do think some of them will go away, but some of them we may need to have.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm just looking at what's on. So yeah. Of those 6, I'm guessing we might have hearings on 2 or 3. Okay. Do we need to go ahead and have a review hearing today? Are we still going to be okay?
Mr. Ivy can give a quick update if the court wants to treat it as a permanency hearing.
Yeah, we got everybody here. Let's go ahead and do that. So, all right. So, Mr. Ivy, if you'll raise your right hand for me, you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Isaiah's doing really good in placement. The last 2 months is the first time he's had no outbursts, like no fighting, no cussing at staff. He's doing phenomenal. He got, I don't know what they call it, but it's like their Childhood of the Month award in January. And so he I mean, he's doing amazing. He's still getting visits with his sister. He's going to therapy. He's going good. He has adamantly said he still does not want to have visits with dad or his grandma. Dad he last contacted me January 9th, and then he contacted me again on February 2nd while I was out, and I sent him a message who was covering his cases. I was contacting him on his old number, so that phone I think was out of service, so I haven't been able to get him the drug screen or anything. And on the 9th, he asked me for information on how to complete the OSAR, and then I sent him the email, and then he said, "Hold on, I'll call you back. I can't do it. I'll call you as soon as I can." I said, "Can't do what?" Okay. And then he said, "Thank you for reaching out. Goodbye." And I said, "What do you mean by goodbye?" And then he didn't reach out again until January 22nd. Sorry. And then I messaged him that I just had my baby and who to call. And then on February 3rd, he messaged me, but I was still out. And I tried to call him when I got back, and I think the phone was disconnected at that point. And on the 24th, I sent him his drug screens and didn't hear anything back. But then he texted me today on yesterday evening at 5 on a different number, asking for just information on when the hearing was. And so I called him this morning and went over everything.
Did he let you know, Tucker, about that? You said initially you were emailing or texting a bad number. Did he ever contact you to let you know that he had gotten a new phone?
No.
Okay. And as far as the visitation, he had previously, it was reported in the permanency report in November that he was encouraged to write Isaiah, and those letters were to be sent to y'all. And did he ever do that? And if so, were there any subsequent letters?
No, I haven't got any letters. He asked me about getting visits on the 9th when he called me, but he hasn't asked me since then. His mom has called me like, I want to say like 6 or 7 times asking for visitation. And his mom told me that she's cut off contact with Anthony as well. Or not contact, but like she's not in his corner anymore is the way she puts it.
Is Isaiah still in therapy?
Yes, sir.
Have there been therapist recommendations about contact between Isaiah and his father?
No, sir.
Okay. Pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Mr. Nowak, any questions?
Just to thank Tucker for always taking my phone calls, but no questions. Thank you, Tucker, and pass the witness, Judge.
All right,
Welcome.
appreciate it. Ms. Zavala?
Tucker, has Isaiah been very consistent with you about not wanting any contact with his father?
Yes.
No further questions.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Ivy?
Tucker, are you asking the court to order that any contact at this time between Mr. Otero Bunker and Isaiah be written contact?
Yes.
Okay, and that you be given the opportunity to screen material for appropriateness pursuant to the visitation plan that was signed by the father last fall?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Nothing further.
All right, anybody else have anything further?
No, Judge.
All right, then, Ms. Zavala, got a recommendation.
Your Honor, Isaiah is doing great in placement. Just some big changes in behavior in such a positive way. The visits with his sister are very, very important to him, and I'm so glad that those are continuing. I do recommend that he stay right where he is. And before I forget, when we finish this hearing, if I could speak to St. Francis in a breakout room.
Sure. No problem. Okay. Okay, so today, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grant, of course, Mr. Noack's motion for continuance. And we reset the final to April 16th of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. I am gonna order Mr. Otero Bunker to go drug test, hair and UA. And before 4 p.m. on March 11th of 2026. Failure to appear or to give a proper sample would be deemed a positive result, as always. I'll order any contact that he would have with the child would be in writing and will go through Mr. Ivy to screen for appropriateness. And then that would only be presented when the child's therapist is present. I don't care what its content is. It may be the most appropriate letter in the whole wide world, but I don't want it unless it's done with the child's therapist present. All right, I would find a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. Or to the father at this time. Father is not in compliance with his family planning service. Who mediated for y'all? I'm just trying to remember.
Pamela Sermon, Your Honor.
Judge Sermon.
Okay, Mr. Novak, I'm tossing it out. If in conversations with your client, he's willing to show up and go back to the table for mediation, I would certainly love it if y'all would do that. If it could be, if it could be scheduled and he's willing to do it.
Yes, Your Honor.
But otherwise, I will see everybody back on the April 16th, 2026 date.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Katie sent me an email that reminded me of something, and thank you, Rachel. Would the court want me to go ahead and officially sub in for this case?
If you're going to be handling the hearing in April, yeah, I think let's go ahead and sub you.
I'll get something filed today, Judge.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you doing that.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank
And
you.
Your Honor, can I speak with Tucker and Jean and Supervisor, whoever needs to for St. Francis?
Yeah.
Sorry, Vince.
Come on.
I know, I'm sorry.
No Vince.
Little
Okay.
Vince goes a long way.
All right, everybody else is excused, so I don't know who all we need here. Let's see. We got, do you want CASA in there or just St. Francis folks?
The CASA's fine, but mostly St. Francis.
Okay, I got Miss Sessions. I got a whole lot of St. Francis people. So you want all of them?
Sure, why not? We'll have a
I'll
party.
put everybody in there. If you don't need them, then they can jump out.
Okay.
Sorry, Vince. See you later.
I'm gonna go have a pity party. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Everybody else, I'm going to leave the feed up. So I'll see everybody else, whoever's going to be back with me at 1:30. And let's see, Nori, I think that's it for you today, isn't it?
If you say so, Judge, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if we're recalling. Did I see that right, Miss Katie, or am I dreaming?
Yeah, I mean, I had her for all day, but if we can record this afternoon, if she doesn't want to take it for us.
No, I don't know why. I thought I saw Miss Taylor was taking something else. I'm sorry. I probably looked at my calendar wrong. So No, I mean, Nori, if you're good to stay and come back at 1:30, that would really be awesome.
I'm available, Judge.
Okay, the first one probably won't take very long. The one at 2:30, I make no promises.
Okay, that's fine, Judge.
Okay, all right. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thanks.